Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another installment of Reagan and Dan's Movie Sessions, the series where we,
Well, we're talking about movies, Reagan.
yeah, where we talk about movies. I did
Starting
that
to think
so
that rum's
well.
got to your head.
Shut up! I'm now on the Doom Bar instead. Yeah, this episode is sponsored by Doom Bar. It's not, if only. No, this is the series where we commentate over our favorite movies, or maybe at some point maybe our not so favorite movies, and
Maybe.
just ramble and rant and just have a bit of a laugh. To be honest, because we enjoy doing that sort of thing, and
We do.
that's usually how we end up doing it, even with a script. So now this time, there's no excuse because there's no script.
No, there's not.
There's no script at all. But no, so this time we are taking a look at the 1986 classic action horror movie Aliens, directed by one James Cameron the First, as I believe his name is. We've already spoken about Alien. It's
Yes.
quite a
Not so
significant
long ago
length.
either.
Yeah, this one will go out maybe a week after Alien, and we recorded it about an hour after we finished Alien. So that's just how that works. So yeah, we're going to be watching the Blu-ray version of the theatrical cut of the film because it's a bit shorter, and of the two, I do prefer the theatrical cut.
Tough choice for me.
Mm.
Because although I do like the extended, because you get the whole thing with Newt's family, to be honest, you could probably do without it and just read the Dark Horse comic Newt's Tale. Because
Right.
that's just a hell of a lot more in depth. Not saying that the extended cut's bad or anything like that, but I think just for time, theatrical serves you well. You're not really missing too much.
Yeah, I think as well, when you know the stuff that's in the special edition version, that's fine. I don't need to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're watching it on Blu-ray, but however you decide to watch the movie, you can stick the timestamp to 0.
Whether that's old school VHS,
If you're watching it on
the
VHS,
now
I
old
applaud
school-
you.
DVD.
Or even better, Laserdisc.
Good grief, I didn't think we were going to the Stone Age, Reagan.
Whoa, there is quite a few people that I don't know that are fans of Laserdisc. But yeah, whatever version of the film you're watching and however you're watching it, you can put the timestamp to 0 and press play now. So while I do have a pretty good recollection of the first time I watched Alien, I don't really have that for Aliens. In
I
fact,
must say I'm the same. I really couldn't tell you the first time I watched Aliens. Actually, I tell a little lie.
yeah,
I kind of do.
right.
Don't ask me why it's on this specific box set. I really don't know.
Okay.
But I got given this box set that had the adaptation from video game series Resident Evil on it. Right? It's poo. Don't bother.
Okay.
Then Aliens, weirdly enough, and then The Fly, like the one with Jeff Goldblum, not the original one. I have no idea. That is like the most peculiar box set ever, right?
That's a very specific one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's something to do with like production company. Like I'm sure they share they're all the same production company or something like that.
Possibly, yeah.
But that I believe was the first time I ever watched Aliens
Right.
through that box set.
Okay.
And again, just theatrical version, not extended. I didn't watch the extended until, well, I got it on DVD,
Mm-hmm.
more or less. Same with, I think it was like that DVD box set that came out where it had like the director's cut of Alien, the extended cut of Aliens, and then
you got the extended cut of Alien 3.
yeah, Alien 3, and then just Alien.
Yeah, and there's just like an extra version of Alien Resurrection just for fun, to be
Yeah,
honest, because
just for fun.
that's not fun, to be honest. Yeah, I feel like I probably saw this movie quite soon after watching Alien for the first time.
Mhm.
But probably also being quite surprised at how different it is, which I know we did say it in the commentary for the previous movie, but
Yeah, like which would you pick? Like if, because I know you said that like you've got to be in like, if you want all out horror, you say Alien, but if you want something with just a bit more rapid pacing, you choose Aliens. But like, what one would you just go to automatically without thinking about those two things?
I mean, it's difficult, really,
Yeah.
because both. I really appreciate how different each one is, but
Yeah.
but James Cameron's good at doing that, at like shifting a tone, especially when going into a sequel of something. Like especially when it came to Terminator, even Avatar to a certain extent. Like I quite like the first Avatar. I really like the second one.
Mhm.
Which name very much escapes me.
The Way of
Um,
Water.
that's sad that you know that and I don't, and I
Yeah,
saw
and
the
I haven't
damn
even
thing.
seen the film, man.
All 3 hours and 12 minutes of it. I remember that bit. No, that one at the very least was a lot stronger. I think the story was better. And at least with Aliens, it's like, okay, we're not going to try and replicate the visceral horror of Alien. Instead, we'll do visceral action
Yeah.
because it's different. But also, one of the questions that people would have had when seeing Alien for the first time would be like, well, what if you threw soldiers at them?
Yeah.
What would happen then? But also, what would happen if you just had a load of xenomorphs?
Not
And
just one.
yeah, I mean, I do like the story. I mean, I don't know if it's actually true, but when James Cameron pitched Aliens to the studio, he just wrote Alien, then S, and then put a $sign through the S. I'm like, that is the most James Cameron way of selling a movie. Um, it's weird that there's more of a memorable nature to Alien than Aliens, but there's more fun, I think, and enjoyment to be had with Aliens.
Yeah.
But like I say, it's kind of designed in that way. I said it before, it's the more accessible version of Alien, which any other franchise you'd say that's a cop out.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to continue the story of Alien, you need to change it up anyway. So you might as well make it a bit more accessible.
Yeah.
Um, it's like even trying to choose between which one I prefer. I don't.
I think that's impossible for me. That like.
Yeah, any day would be different. Like right now, I might say Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Literally tomorrow,
You could say Alien.
I could say Alien. The day after, I could say Alien Resurrection and then shoot myself.
Yeah, I was about to say it.
You were going to say specifically, I'll actually shoot you if you say that your favorite
Yeah.
one is Alien Resurrection. It's someone's favorite film. They don't exist anymore though. I mean, even with the opening of this, you've still got a bit of atmosphere there, but not the same kind. And whether it's just, well, for one, the color tone, like it's very, very blue.
Very much like the end of Alien with all the blue.
Mm-hmm. And it's weird actually seeing this like an hour after the previous film. I'm curious how close the set is to Alien in terms of design. I mean, you can't quite tell anyway because it's
Yeah,
even the lighting's a bit
I'm
different.
trying to like pick it apart and see, but it's damn near impossible because it's not a very long scene at all.
No.
And I think it would. There's really not much to pick. Like the most significant part of that, I think, is where the alien once was.
Yes.
Like that would be all I'd be paying attention to.
Mm.
But for me, it just looks very, very identical.
Yeah. I think even just the design immediately is very, very different. This is state of the art. I mean, let's face it, it's like a proper med bay now.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's cleaner. Now it's not like with Prometheus where it feels like a cop out at all.
Where the technology is literally more advanced than the original film.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense.
Whereas this one does make sense because
it's like 50 plus years in the future. So.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a very ballsy thing to do, I think. Because it would have been quite easy to just have Ripley wake up like days later.
Yeah.
Which is technically what they do with Alien 3, I suppose. Whereas this one, no, we're going to drop her into the deep end and be like, yeah, you haven't got anyone else with you. They're all gone.
So I mean, obviously, I'm assuming the extended cut. I mean, it's been ages since I've seen the extended cut. I'm assuming the extended cut is where she finds out about her daughter a bit more.
Yeah. So I think she finds out in both, but she doesn't get a photo until the special edition version.
Yeah, I figured.
It's actually funny, because the actress playing her, I believe her surname is Inglis, much like myself.
Really?
No relation.
Coincidence?
Definitely no relation. Annoyingly, even though she's English. So I wouldn't be shocked if actually all of a sudden we are related. That'd be hilarious though. Yeah, 57 years.
See, I just like, I know it's so little, but like I really appreciate when films just decide, we don't need like 50 years later or like 55. They just go with like a random number.
Yeah.
Like 57. Like why they are so fixated on just making like 70 years in the future or something like that. Like who gives a damn?
Yeah.
Just random number it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one's really gonna pay that much attention to it.
Yeah. Now, what I will say, I don't like this. I don't like the silly dream sequence thing.
Right.
I think it's completely unnecessary.
Right.
I don't know. It's just I think especially because the way it's designed, you know full well. Oh yeah, it's not real.
Yeah.
Because saying that though, especially going in, and if you hadn't seen any of the trailers, you might have gotten the impression that maybe they could actually kill Ripley off now.
Yeah.
If they took the alien approach, they could absolutely have killed her off early. But in general, I'm not the biggest fan. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't. I just don't like it too much. But that's me being nitpicky. But yeah, of course, this is the film where Sigourney Weaver gets nominated for an Oscar, which is hilarious. Because, like I said, that just doesn't happen at all. Saying that, it's very well deserved. She's absolutely terrific in this.
Oh, terrific is an understatement.
Mm.
Really is.
Major props to the cat.
Jonesy.
Completely different cat. The cheeky cat.
Jonesy too.
I think as well the reaction, company wise, to Ripley's actions, I think is actually quite justified.
Yeah, I've always sort of seen this as somewhat justified. Like they see it as far as well. There's no evidence of this being on board, so you've just more or less blew up like a however many billion-dollar spacecraft
Yeah,
for paranoia reasons.
last thing as well, because we know that they do actually know about the Xenomorphs. They do know that they do exist. They've known the whole time.
But it's like they just rather put it under the rug really, which is
Yeah, and it's very easy for them to do here because there's no actual evidence of there being any creature at all because the ship is gone. And the creature's gone as well.
and your expensive ship.
Unfortunately, it is very realistic in that sense. Like, yeah, occasionally they would just care more about the the money damage more than anything else than the actual life damage.
I love that line.
Yeah, she just couldn't care less at all.
I think she just knows from the moment she went in that meeting that it's just not going to go her way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a dude there who's just falling asleep.
I mean, are we sure this isn't just set in like the British Parliament at all?
Might as well be.
I feel
Yeah.
like it is.
Huh?
So once again, beyond there being aliens involved, yeah, this is the secondary issue to deal with. Now it's being the actual company that sent them there in the first place. I like that.
Like
So-
how she even just tries to warn them that it wasn't just one egg as well. And they're like, eh.
Yeah. But that was easy.
Aye, clearly.
Short film indeed. Shut up, Burke. So even that just raises the stakes knowing that there's like an entire colony of people
Yeah.
there.
Just an entire colony of workers
Mm-hmm.
and families. The shake and bake colony.
Again, they couldn't care less.
No, they're just
Classic.
like,
That's the thing, like once again, there's always a lot more going on with these movies than just the monster in the shadows.
It's like, who actually is the monster here?
Oh, how philosophical. I've never heard that once. Who is the
How philosophical.
The monster was inside us all the time. Well, in this case, there were.
I mean, yeah.
In multiple ways. So I'm pretty sure it's at this point that we cut away to Hadley's Hope in the special edition version.
Yeah, because isn't it where the kid is basically upstairs on this little like trike thing, very shining, like just going through the hallways, and there's like some grumpy old foreman.
Yeah.
Because there's something about Newt's family claiming a stake in the finding of the derelict.
Yeah. Because to be honest, that's like one of the few things I don't mind about the special edition one, that you get to see a bit of Hadley's Hope before everything goes to
Yeah.
hell. Because then this does feel like it's a bit sudden that, oh yeah, we've lost contact with them. Now, at the same time, that does also help sort of inform that Burke is kind of up to something else himself as well. If all of a sudden we've just
I think
been talking
when you
about
see
it.
that stuff with the Hadley sub, I think you just irk Burke a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, you've actually really went this far to like endanger kids and stuff. You are an absolute git.
Yeah.
Makes his death just that bit more
Mhm.
satisfying.
See, if he wasn't like an absolute total git, I think it's also quite good that like he wanted there on the planet, but just to observe and nothing more, not to actually get involved.
Yeah. But all that just goes totally out the window.
Oh.
Or totally out the airlock.
I will say this as well, just for fun. Those glasses are absolutely terrible. Like, he wants a glass that's like 2 inches tall. Like, if you're having a shot or something, fine. He's clearly got a cup of tea at the moment.
Like, you've got all this advanced technology and you've got like a petri dish glass for your liquids.
Yeah. I think it would have been a very interesting version of the story if Ripley didn't go back. But then I know that any other version of an Aliens sequel wasn't going to involve Ripley anywhere, which was very, very interesting. Like I know versions of Alien 3 was just going to be either a generic male cast um or focusing on Michael Biehn as opposed to anything else.
Yeah.
Because I think even Fox were like, yeah, we've got our female lead, but the demographic isn't really coming for that. It was like, well, maybe not necessarily, but you've still got an audience, and people clearly would want to see an alien movie with Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, would have been different, very different. Maybe not as successful either.
I think even reading about what Neil Blomkamp was going to do with an Alien 5 that was technically an Alien 3 because it was going to ignore Alien 3 and 4. And even Sigourney Weaver was like, yeah, I was going to come back for that. But then that got canned, so I'm not interested anymore. I was like, well, to be honest, good for her. Because she's already done this 4 times, she doesn't have to do it for a 5th one unless she absolutely wants to. I think as well, like, he's not quite as slimy as Ash, even at the start.
Yeah, you really don't get as much of the hostility compared to Ash. Like with Ash, you already know something's up from the moment with the airlock. I mean, that's quite like early on in Alien. With this, it takes a hell of a lot of it more time. I think it's not until like there's literally like 3 or 4 of them remaining when you really see his true colors.
Right, anytime I see this ship, I'm sorry to throw shade at Halo, but I'm going to throw some shade at Halo now.
Not the Pillar of Autumn.
That looks like the Pillar of Autumn. I'm sorry, it just does.
Again, pretty sure this was a scale model.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the majority of it is like that.
Yeah.
This whole. Yeah, almost opening very similarly to Alien.
Yeah, with the cryo chamber beds and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's just. I think even the computer stuff, quite similar, just very different colour.
Yeah,
It's like Alien's more green, this one's a bit more blue.
yeah. Which, when you look at something like even like Terminator 2, that's tinted very well with blue. Now, what I really think was really clever on James Cameron's part is that when he was making this film, all of this stuff was shot at the end,
Oh, really?
because then all the actors have natural chemistry and camaraderie with each other because they've spent X amount of time together. So when you open with them just like interacting and all that sort of stuff, it feels a lot more natural.
Yeah.
So I thought, man, that's really smart. Like, if there's one thing I never liked doing, even when we were filmmaking, was I never liked the idea of shooting things out of order because it would just mess with my head.
Yeah, definitely.
That's something I'm having to figure out when we're doing filming at work. Or at least planning for it, and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna shoot this one now, and then this one now. For reference, actually, they were shooting the BBC. Were up at work. Recently shooting stuff for Bargain Hunt, and watching them shoot some stuff there. And then half an hour later, shoot the next stuff that's actually going to be the start, and you're like, it's absolutely chucking it down with rain. How dare you open with that? It's atrocious, man. But in the case of this, yeah, it works. Everyone feels like they're like a full team.
Not just cannon fodder either. Like, I mean, yeah, there's a couple who really don't have much to say at all, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeanette Goldstein, for instance, Vasquez,
Mm-hmm.
who's Snow White.
But again, you infer everything from everyone almost immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill Paxton.
Oh, such a missed actor, man. Like, bloody hell.
I think that's the only reason I'd choose to watch Twister.
He's in Twister?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why people weren't happy with him doing Twisters, because they thought, if you're going to do that, you should have done it with him. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, I've got nothing to say, actually, because I hadn't seen it.
The only guy to be killed by an alien, a predator, and
And
Terminator.
the Terminator. Like, yeah, no one can say that from him.
Nope. Not at all.
Thing as well, it would have been very easy to make all these characters like really, really macho or anything, or just like stereotypical soldiers. And there is a little bit of that at the beginning, but they're just, again, similar to Alien. They feel like actual people.
Yeah, it's.
Regardless
I think
of what they're doing.
The development really changes when it all goes to hell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, Hudson's a cocky little bugger.
Yeah.
But that all changes.
Mm-hmm. So naturally they'll like reveal the stuff about Bishop a lot quicker because there's no point trying to hide it, but also because it's a completely different take on the androids compared to the previous film. But he also feels a lot more human as well, which I like.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just immediately. You don't need to.
Straight up the trauma. Yeah. So even just that bit of cinematography, just the quick
Yeah.
like snaps between different characters.
So instead of Cyberdyne, it's Hyperdyne.
Yeah,
He's ripping himself off, but it's like
like that's you, Bishop.
yeah. But no, to be honest, it's a natural reaction, I think.
Oh yeah,
Because especially she already hated Ash
considering
to
she was
begin
nearly
with.
suffocated by an android with a magazine.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm always curious where they got that from.
Yeah, it's just
It's never like explained.
no, which is fine to be
Oh
honest. I
yeah,
don't mind
totally.
that at all.
It's like, oh, but it's got a name now.
Yeah, you can tell immediately that Cameron was very much inspired by like the soldiers of the Vietnam War in like
Oh
their
yeah, with the
attitude and
clothing and stuff
everything.
like that. Yeah, the custom like emblems, things like that.
And also just sort of like just being raised to just go for war regardless of what it is, which that's its own can of worms. But you get that even just with like it doesn't really matter about what the mission is. What do I kill and where are they?
Yeah,
Didn't you meet Jeanette Goldstein?
no, never met her.
Why am I
I
why was
got
I
an
thinking?
autograph, but not physically me. I got it through like a like autograph auction place.
Right.
But no, I didn't meet her in person.
So I was gonna say, I mean, whenever you've done like the horror con stuff or any other comic cons, have you actually met anyone from this?
Not yet.
I mean, I imagine if you did, you'd have to get like a mortgage for your soul because it'd be quite expensive.
Nah, I don't. I don't even think there's any like going to this Comic Con this
Hmm.
year. Yeah, but
Is that still in Manchester again, or is that?
yeah, still Manchester.
Hmm. Like,
I love how cocky he is at first, though, and then like
yeah.
he just has an absolute breakdown.
Oh yeah, which I think is absolutely fair. That's saying you've got everyone with like actual plans and everything. There's a proper mission thing in place, and yet it's still not going to work with them.
Oh yeah,
Oh, what a line! Like,
assholes and elbows.
yeah,
Oh yeah, phone.
because even in the way that the show, the ship's going past, already the pacing is much quicker.
Oh yeah. See, I'm very curious as to how they just came up with the ship design because it just looks like a giant rectangle with bits sticking out of it.
Mm.
But it looks great though.
Well, even with like the aircraft in the background there, that looks very Vietnam War era
Yeah, it's like it's the front
immediately.
of it. It looks a bit like a Huey.
Yeah, and then of course you've got the loaders.
Oh yes. Again, the magic of just practical effects.
Yeah, exactly. Which, yeah, fair enough. James Cameron has kind of gone overboard with the CGI stuff, but at least whatever he's doing is pretty revolutionary each time. Like this probably was as well.
Oh yeah.
See, I like that. There's no sort of like cockiness or anything. It's just, well, whatever you can do, do it.
Go
Fine.
go for it.
Absolutely fine
Knock
with me.
yourself out.
So I like that. And at least we get to see Ripley using it, because then at least it's paid off in the end when it goes up against the alien queen.
The queen.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. The one that's in like Avatar is just like the CGI version of this, which, nah. Oh, he's already in love. I get it. Yeah, see, again, it just absolutely the pillar of autumn. Bungie should be sued, frankly.
And then the adios on the smart gun. Oh, it's just
Yeah. Oh, I love the smart gun. Here's the thing. I love the sound design of the Alien, but I really love the sound design for Aliens, especially with the weaponry.
it's just something else.
Yeah.
It's just such a strange cockpit layout as well. Like there's one person on the left and there's one on the right,
Yeah.
but like it's bottom top. It's so odd, but it works for this because it's in the future.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's the APC, and the fact that they built this over like an aeroplane transporter.
Again, ingenious.
Like Cameron was just in the airport and he's just like, that. That's my APC.
Yeah. Yeah, again, they're all just like really raring to go, and I'm like, guys, give it 10 minutes and you'll be right here.
I give you 5 minutes.
7 minutes later.
Even the score, very like.
Yeah, so you've got James Horner this time.
Yeah.
Which is funny considering what we were talking about when we did our No Way Home commentary. Because he did the score for the first Amazing Spider-Man. And I love the score for this. Like, it's so, but also it's utterly different.
Yeah,
Like,
compared
there's no,
to Alien.
yeah, there's
Very
no
different.
theme carryover from Alien, which usually I'd be like, I don't like that. But then when you're completely shifting genres, I think that's fair. But also, Alien is kind of designed for atmosphere with the score, so it would be a bit weird.
Yeah, if you had a very atmospheric score for a very action-paced
Yeah.
horror film, yeah.
Like, trying to put the Jerry Goldsmith score over this
Wouldn't work.
would be crap.
Yeah,
like,
it
it'd be
just
terrible.
would not work at all.
But then you don't use the score for James Horner for Aliens on Alien. So, it's quite weird like that. But no, I think of the two, I'm probably more likely to listen to this one, I think.
Mm-hmm. But you can definitely tell he's very influenced from the Vietnam soldiers with like the custom
immediately.
helmets.
Yeah.
Adios on the gun,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. I'm sure, I think it's Frost's got like something on like the chest plate or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Grub Killer or something like that.
Yeah. And even the sunglasses, I'm like, you don't need sunglasses in space. But you know what? I don't care. This is how they are. Just like that. There we go. Yeah, again, it's almost treated like a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Which some people would be like, oh no, that's terrible. That completely defeats the point. I'm like, this is a different take on Alien. And it feels it immediately, but it doesn't feel wrong.
Gotta do stuff differently.
Yeah,
Can't just
exactly.
do the same thing over and over.
Yeah. Like, even just this, like, we know it's a model just going through, like, a smoke machine.
But it still looks great.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing I want to learn how to properly do whenever I'm filming stuff. But here's the thing, it's got think the budget was 18 million as opposed to 8.4 on the previous one, and it still looks more expensive than it is.
Oh, for sure. Like when you just, I mean, like even in looking inside the ship and stuff like that, it's like, bloody hell, this must have cost an absolute bomb.
Yeah.
That's me, honestly.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. Once again, they do the classic thing, much like with the first Alien, is that you don't see any of the Xenomorphs until far, far later on.
Yeah. I even love like the camera stuff as well.
Yeah, very much the same as Alien.
Yeah,
where
POV stuff.
yeah, POV, and it doesn't look like a shot on a Steadicam. It's just ridiculous that even modern movies do that wrong, and it's just like,
How can you do it wrong? Yeah.
How have you forgotten how to do it? Like, really? Hicks is having a grand old time. Just leave him be.
He's having a nap.
Yeah, in like an alternate version of this movie, you would have just left Hicks on his own, and just like the entire film happens, and he's just still just like. He wakes up and everyone's gone. He's like, right, I'm in control now. Excellent. Immediately, very, very different from the last time we see the planet, where it's just
It's total wasteland in the first one, but now we've got this
Yeah.
colony on it, literally setting up life.
It's funny how even terraforming is even still a thing that's questioned now.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, I feel like, I mean, I'm sure Neil deGrasse Tyson said it recently, where he's like, if we really find a way to get the technology and the ability to terraform Mars to save our species, why don't we just do it to Earth?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm starting to thinking, yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what we should be doing. Like, honestly. And again, all in miniature.
I think this is probably the most impressive one. I mean, I know they're all like impressive, but this is like
Mm-hmm.
because they make it look so grand, as if it's like
Yeah.
an actual big set. I mean, I know the when they go into the building itself is an actual set because it's from that Aliens, the behind the sets photography.
Yeah.
group.
Like, I'm never sure which is my favourite shot in the movie. I think it's actually when you've got the ship crashing in the background and then running away in the foreground. That one might be my favourite shot because it's
Mhm.
just, it looks seamless. Which, to be honest, a lot of this movie is utterly seamless.
Oh yeah.
Just looks so impressive. Which is why occasionally I do think, yeah, maybe Aliens might just be a tad better on a windy day.
On a windy day.
Or in this case, on a stormy day. And like going back to them using soldiers as like the sort of plot points, because yeah, people would have been asking like, well, what if you give it to a couple of soldiers? Like other studios might have been like, nah, that's rubbish. We just won't do that. And
Yeah, we'll
James
just
Cameron's like, I'll show you why you don't do that. Just spend the entire film saying, yeah, this is why it doesn't work. Spend 18 million quid on just saying, nah, it doesn't work. Here's why.
Oh, I love that shot.
Mm. Because it's like a combination of they're all seasoned, but they're also just having too much fun for this sort of thing.
Oh yeah, and that just
Again.
totally changes.
Yeah, and again, going back to the influences on it, yeah, you can tell. So yeah, I feel like this is the first time I've seen the theatrical cut in a very, very, very long time. Because I think I'd usually, it's kind of like a psychological thing where you see sort of like a director's cut or something that's a little bit longer, you're like, it's got to be better if it's longer. It's like,
Not always the case, though.
no, not always the case. So it's weird seeing had this whole wall battered and broken when in the special edition at least you get to see it
You
before
get like
all
a
that.
glimpse of it beforehand, yeah.
Yeah. But in retrospect, it's not really necessary. I think because we already know the planets, we already know it's already gone to hell, so we don't necessarily need to see it.
I think it's more just for depth, really. I mean, as soon as you see Newt's family go towards the derelict ship, you instantly know.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
instantly know that one of them's going to get hit with a facehugger.
Yeah.
And then it's all going to go to hell.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's not really necessary unless you just want that little bit more depth, but you're fine without it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's absolutely fine. And yeah, it's still keeping Ripley over there. That's very ballsy. I think it would be very easy to just give her a gun and then just immediately throw her in. But she's already said, "Look, I'm not doing it. Absolutely not." It is quite interesting how after this, when they're doing Alien 3, and then she's got like a producer role on that film plus extra, like an extra higher salary, then saying, "Oh, I don't want to have guns involved because I don't like guns," and I'm like, did something happen with this to make you decide that? Because I mean, not to get into Alien 3 that much because you don't need to. It's still a bit of a weird choice to then have a prison planet with no guns. Utterly stupid.
So I love how like a lot of the light just literally comes from the soldiers wearing the light as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just so natural.
So I think this is the closest where you get like a bit of horror there because it's just completely silent. Everything's just destroyed.
Claustrophobic as well, very claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Got these hulking brutes moving through this really battered up building with just corridors everywhere.
Yeah, it's very post-apocalyptic all of a sudden.
I even love like the stupidly fake jump scare where it's just a couple of mice.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, and those glasses. God.
And no, like
terrible.
The future cutlery is just terrible, man.
Yeah. And again, it's all handheld. I would be curious if there'd be anyone who'd watched this movie before seeing Alien, if this was their first in introduction to the Xenomorphs, because I mean they still kind of set up the logic of them quite well, but considering how much the opening is tied to the ending,
it would be quite strange, I think.
yeah,
I don't think you'd really be as invested in Ripley.
no. I mean that's not necessarily like a dig at this film by any means of the imagination, but it's an interesting scenario to think about. Again, they're all just cocky as anything. But it's weird because if it was any other film, I'd be like, I want them all dead right now because I'm sick of them. They're so annoying. But they're not. It's like
opposite.
Yeah, it's like, man, you still want them to survive.
Like if anyone you want to die, it's Gorman.
Mm-hmm.
Especially later in the film.
Yeah. And again, with technically, similar to Alien, Ripley's not really doing much for the first chunk of the movie of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, she's just actually playing into her advisor role in quotation marks.
But I like that as well. Well, like in the first one, it's because because anyone.
Well, she has to, doesn't she?
Yeah, because she's very much about protocol. Survive. Yeah.
Be killed or kill.
Mm-hmm. And again, for a movie that's more of an action movie than a horror one,
Still got a good amount of horror,
yeah, it's still tense, especially when the facehuggers do turn up.
which I think is very soon.
Yeah, pretty sure it's fairly soon.
There they are.
Ta-da! See, I think even Ripley at this point would be like, right, okay, I don't believe for a second that like this is a coincidence
Yeah.
at all. I'd be curious how they'll look as well, because
Yeah, with it being a different film and obviously Stan Winston behind the makeup and stuff,
yeah,
special effects and not that different to be honest.
not too much. I think there's more movement to it, which I quite
Yeah.
like. Which, considering the joke about smothering,
Oh yeah.
yeah, we got the beeping. Bleep 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 bleep. Even then, they still don't really care too much. Just like, yeah, it's fine. I
Well,
can,
they're just doing what soldiers do, don't they?
yeah, I can blow something up. Get in.
Got a gun, anything pops out and shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
The Drake with his big ass smart gun. Anything pops out, I'm gonna blow it to bits.
yeah. But again, I really appreciate that they're not just trying to recapture Alien, because
No, it's
there's just
totally
no
different.
point. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the mice, isn't it, or the rats, or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's mice.
Yeah. But again, I suppose as well. Not, I mean, I haven't got inherently an issue with jump scares per se. Like usually, if it's like a false one and then immediately paid off with a real one, then that can usually work.
Yeah, I think you got to do it right though.
Yeah. If it's just constantly false, then it's different. Oh, it's definitely not a mouse.
Oh, it's a little girl.
It's actually a newt. I'm sure. I'm sure that actress goes on to be a teacher, doesn't she?
Can't remember to be honest.
Only does a few things. Oh, she's actually a
Carrie
xenomorph.
Hen. No, that's
Yeah,
not
Carrie Hen. Yeah. Like, if I wanted to get really, really nitpicky on a child actor, like that's not fair for one. But I always kind of laughed whenever like her accent just constantly flicked between American
Yeah,
and British.
I do pick up on that sometimes. It doesn't really bother me.
They mostly come out at night.
Mostly.
Mostly. I mean, you got to think that she got very, very, very lucky on surviving.
Yeah.
Especially, well, right next to an air vent.
I mean,
Or air
from what I
vents.
remember about the Dark Horse comic is like she literally watches everything go to hell for a kid as well.
Yeah. Hence why she's silent as hell.
Yeah. Traumatized is
Yeah.
the understatement.
Yeah, it's very fair.
I mean, even I didn't actually notice the first time around, but all like the jewelry and stuff, like just people's possessions and stuff on the wall.
Mm. I think one of the things I do quite appreciate with the extended cut of this is that because you do get to see sort of the confirmation about Ripley's daughter and how she doesn't really get a razor at all.
Yeah.
And then here comes Newt, not necessarily as a replacement by any means, but
Yeah,
just
'cause it's sort of like daughter mother role, isn't it?
yeah.
I think they even said that like behind the scenes and stuff like that. Like they just treated it as like mother and daughter sort of situation.
Mhm. I mean, I don't really like by the end when like Newt calls her mummy. I think that's a
Yeah, I've
bit.
never really liked that bit either.
Yeah, it's like she had an actual mother like a couple of days ago.
A couple of days
I was
ago.
like, wow, how much of a replacement
Like,
is that?
wow, Rebecca, you really moved
Yeah.
on.
Again, just kind of goes to show, like, yeah, I mean, it's why the soldiers are the worst people to talk to kids to. In reality, you need the parent to do that.
Oh, excuse me.
Is that right? In a tiny, tiny cup.
I know. The cops are really starting to bother me now.
Yeah, they've
Like, why
never
are they
noticed
so
me until now, to
small?
be honest. Yeah.
A very like motherly role though.
Yeah, just like the dialogue is just like the most believable cinematic mother, frankly. But even just little quips like that.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I think Newt's reaction is very, very, very real, especially for someone so young seeing all that. I mean, yeah, we don't actually see it, but we just see it on her face, and that's absolutely fine. That tells us everything.
I think it's kind of cool that they deliberately left it out because you're kind of assuming what must have been so horrible that this kid is literally refusing to talk.
Exactly. It's like, but also, especially going into this, if I feel like most people who went to go and see Aliens on the first day would probably have seen Alien or at least know about it, so they
Yeah.
don't even need to see what Newt has seen to understand how bad it is. Get a told. Seems not called like salamander instead.
Salamander.
Or like gecko. No, instead she's the newt. The least interesting
Not Casey.
of all of the amphibious lizards.
Not Casey, the decapitated doll.
Jesus. Well, his head's over there. His legs over there. I carry his thumb. No, I'd like to be in my vent.
My vent with all my stuff. See, I love that so much.
Yeah.
Won't make a difference as they have very little idea of what they're up against.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had actually forgotten that you still get a close up of the.
Dissection.
Yeah. So there's still that little bit of like curiosity similar to Ash, but even then you still feel like nah, he's actually
It's alright.
yeah,
For now.
he's just interested, but not necessarily for what the rest of the company wants. What do you mean not paying you by the hour? Are they even paying you? I'm very curious all of a sudden. Because that's like the different thing. Like, the crew in the first film are motivated by money. Second film, the team are motivated just by just sheer fun and
Yeah.
thrill of blowing things up.
It's like we got guns and there's bugs. Shoot guns, kill bugs.
Fun times, fun times.
Fun times with bugs.
Yeah. So at least now, I feel like that's still a full set as opposed to
I'd imagine so.
any
Yeah.
miniatures. Oh, well, actually, now it has to be, seeing as they've just appeared. Whereas on Alien, it would be like a miniature set.
Mhm.
It would never see the people.
I'm fairly certain it's like one of the like big studio places. I can't remember what the hell you call them. Like a studio hangar or whatever they're called.
Yeah, wouldn't be shocked.
And they just built it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you can kind of tell like it's a big, big space.
Yeah. Well, I think very similar to the first film. Everything looks lived in. I mean, granted, everything also looks mangled and destroyed, but it feels lived in.
I mean, like even before, like I think the hamsters must have been like extended scene or something like that because we haven't seen them.
Nah.
Must have been. Because there's like a very quick glimpse of this cage with two little hamsters, and then it's like one of those false jump scares. Like, oh, it's just hamsters. Whew.
I feel like seeing as we're going into the nest now, I feel like, yeah, maybe the mice thing was, or the hamsters, whatever. I think that was
Yeah.
probably in the special edition.
Because I definitely remember it well before they get nude.
Yeah.
Oh, the hive. I think this has got to be like my favorite, like all time bit of Aliens.
So I think this shot, you got Michael Bean's character in here, but it's not actually Michael Bean. I know they had a different actor lined up, and I think they shot for a couple of days and then had to
Yeah,
leave.
it was something.
So that's the only
Yeah.
shot that they used, which I'm surprised they're even able to get away with legally, considering it's not him.
Yeah, it was something to do with the other guy who was fired,
Mm-hmm.
and then they got Michael Bean in.
Yeah.
Glorious work at HR Giger as well again. Like just,
Once again.
it's just unlike anything, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
The claustrophobia, it's just spot on.
Yeah. Once again, this is the closest that we get to
Like
regular Alien.
you instantly know the moment they set foot. It's like it's something bad's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. So even then, there's still some tendency there, especially with them knowing that, yeah, there's all those life signs there, but odds are, yeah, we know exactly what it is.
Yeah. I think
Like-
even the fact like you have to disarm them of the like standard weaponry as well
Mm-hmm.
because of where they are.
I feel like any time that's I feel like the every time the Burke responds to something like this, I feel like it's because oh crap, she's actually starting to cotton onto what we're doing. I'm just thinking, oh
think,
yeah, of
Burke,
course,
think.
yeah, oh yeah, we shouldn't do that. It's like, oh, he's trying really, really hard, but again, it's like you don't really notice it, to be honest.
Yeah, as I say, you notice it sort of now.
Mm-hmm.
Harsh language.
I would love to see that. Again, even that ratchets up the tension because now they don't actually have access to their weapons.
Good thing Vasquez and Drake carry
Mm-hmm.
backups.
Yeah. Funny. Very, very funny.
Funny considering.
So, Close Encounters of the Third Kind exists in this universe. I'm fine with that.
Close Encounters of the Xeno kind.
Oh, yes. Yeah, just the set itself. Like,
You really don't see stuff like that anymore.
no.
It's just such a shame.
Yeah, once again, it would just be like, yeah, we'll just make this look absolutely massive and clearly made it in a computer. Whereas this is like, no, we don't need it to be massive,
We just need
but
it
we
to
can just
look.
fill it with a little
Yeah.
detail. And like, yeah, we get it.
I love all this like morbid stuff where you just got the people no
Yeah,
idea
just
what's
like,
happened.
yeah, the slime, the dripping,
The egg.
and the eggs. The remains of the face huggers. Once again, it's always just about the job.
It's not really like regard for like anybody there. It's just we've got a job to do. We're
Yeah.
soldiers. We just crack on with it.
Mm-hmm. And here we go.
I love that little sting.
Mm-hmm. Gotta be a lot to say, like, when it must be absolutely so terrifying that you're like, yeah, just kill me.
I think the chest burst stuff is just a hell of a lot morbid in this than
Oh, yeah.
I mean Stan Winston's effects and stuff are
Mm-hmm.
just out of this world.
I think even that effect of like the Bambi burst of that one, like, I think is actually a bit better than the
Yeah.
first film, but I think just because there's just a bit more detail to it.
Here they go.
Oh, there we go.
And
So-
again, all in costume.
Yeah, well, I think because they're being used a lot more, they're being used in a far more agile fashion, so naturally,
I can't actually remember like how many there were, but I mean you'd be surprised how many suits there actually were.
yeah.
Like it was a stupidly low amount, but they just like did like mimicking and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
like just got angles and stuff. It's mental how they managed to
Yeah.
pull it off.
Because I know there's a lot of the piping on the back that's gone
Yeah.
because they were just gotten in the way. But in general, they're still beautiful to look at. And because they're not going exclusively for horror and just more action, you can actually show them a bit more. And it doesn't feel like a cop out. See, you can even just tell there, just
Yeah.
immediately.
Just a very quick glance with the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Ta-da! I take you over here. I'd like to show you my collection of vinyls. Over here.
I don't really think he's got collections of vinyls to show.
Well, fine. Yeah, and again, James on his music. Terrific. I keep on thinking his name is Napalm,
Napalm.
which I suppose is probably the point.
Well, it was certainly like napalm in there.
Yeah.
Good grief.
He's over there. Uh-huh.
He's somewhere over there.
Yeah. Again, just the sound design of the guns, absolutely spot on.
Something else, but I'd be curious how they did this. I love that bit where it's just so chaotic, like they're not paying attention to the goddamn.
No. Which, in
combo.
fairness, when you're put in that scenario, yeah, you probably would just start doing it of your own accord.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that was easy.
Bloomin' bugs.
Yeah, like I said, this one isn't particularly scary per se, but again, it doesn't need to be.
I think it's just such a good, healthy mix of action and horror.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if you had one way or the other, like it would either be an action film or a horror film, but it's just a nice sort of medium.
Yeah, you've definitely more action than horror, but
Oh, yeah.
it's got the horror in there, which I thoroughly appreciate.
I mean, a lot of this like stuff here, like just the quick like flicks between POVs and stuff. It's just, and obviously the really tense score over the top of it as well.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so now Ripley's been like, right, damn it, I'm gonna have to actually.
If you want something done, do it yourself.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not going through all of this again. Saving our skin.
Oh, I love this guy's score so much.
Nice and bombastic.
Just really fits with everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jesus, how strong is Newt? I feel like those be built like the theme park ones.
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to take them off. Pretty sure I remember reading when they were filming this, the production crew didn't like James Cameron.
Yeah,
because he was so
it was
young.
actually up to Sigourney Weaver to actually like make an alliance with them, really, because they
Yeah.
were so used to like Ridley Scott being a Brit.
Yeah,
And this guy from Canada comes over.
and they're like, nah, we don't really like
Yeah.
him that much, and it's like, come on, guys, honestly.
And like he didn't understand like tea breaks and stuff like
Nah.
that as well. So obviously that really.
And then even him trying to show them dailies from the Terminator, and they're like, we actually don't care. I'm like, God, if I was working with that crew, I'd despise them. I would have left, be like, you know what, sod this. It's kind of the same thing with what happened with David Fincher with Alien 3.
Yeah.
Although that was more the producers than the crew. I think the crew were absolutely behind him, but the producers were just like, nah. I like how, even in the future, the fire extinguishers just look identical
Yeah.
to how they are
More or less.
now. Well, how they were in the 80s, I suppose, in that sense now. Hello. I would like to be a part of your crew. Is that okay? Am I allowed to do that? Fine. But also kind of goes back to what Ash was saying in the first film, where it's like, oh yeah, you can't actually kill this thing. Like, no,
Not without getting hurt, really.
yeah, it's like, well, no, you guys can't kill this thing because you haven't got a smart gun or a smart shotgun. Whereas if you had one of those, it'd be easy. Like I said, score-wise, there's nothing of the original Alien.
Oh,
But-
it's definitely not.
That's
Just
fine.
goes with the action, the relentless action pacing of this film.
Yeah. It's like, can I please be involved in this film, for the love of God? Or whoever that is. Ooh.
Oh, the crunch.
Squish. I'd argue that this one was far more violent than the previous one, and I'm convinced that it's a 15.
Oh yeah,
I could be wrong.
I'm sure it's a. Well, actually, I'm quite sure it's an 18 to
Mm,
be honest. But yeah, it is a hell of a lot more violent.
yeah.
But then again, it's action. Like it's kind of fine to do that.
Yeah, but then it's like, oh, well, instead of red blood, we'll use the yellow acidic blood instead for everything.
Yeah, I mean, like there's numerous shots of Xenomorphs just getting blown to bits and blood splurting everywhere.
Yeah.
Just a thumb up.
Just what? It's such a weird reaction, though. I feel like that would be like a reaction like far later in the film. It's like, yep, I'm all good. It's all fine.
Just
Yeah.
gets rescued from like a slimy ass den.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. Could have done with less death. I think you need a bit more than the first aid kit. But I want to help them.
Fate worse than death, to be honest.
Yeah. It's like if you aren't actually killed by the thing immediately, you would probably prefer to be. Same kind of logic as the first film.
Yeah. Ah, there we go. Now we see the
Yeah.
little snake that he is. They can
Yeah,
build me.
just immediately like a. Yeah. Always comes back down to the money side of things.
Oh yeah.
Whoopsie. Yeah, I'm in charge now. Joy. Crap. I was hoping for that not to happen. But no.
Let's step up a bit though.
Yeah.
Like they've literally just had their asses handed to them. It's like somebody's got to take charge now.
Yeah. Oh, just get together, the pair of yous, honestly. Just do it quickly, otherwise the plot of Alien 3 is going to happen. See, once again, even the sets of just the wasteland. Great. Whoops, it is. Yeah, I probably would have said, no, we're not gonna drop them off. No, we're gonna run away from the ship immediately. That is not a name. I'm sorry. That guy's getting bullied. Hello.
Clever girl.
I would like to learn to fly. Do you do it like this? Oh, whoopsie daisy. I'm going the wrong way. Oh no, I'm gonna go this way instead. Whoopsie daisy. I think that's my favorite shot.
Yeah, it is
That
just
just
so cool, man.
yeah.
It doesn't feel over the top though as well. Like that's the
No, it
best part
doesn't.
of it. You know what action films are like, especially with explosions. They just go way over the top.
Yeah.
This is just like, yeah, I can't actually believe that would make that sizable explosion,
Mhm.
given that it's actually had like 30 odd missiles on board.
Yeah. Ow, ow, ow. Hot, hot, hot.
No, here it comes. The line.
No. Can I kiss you yet? No. Oh. Shut up, Newt.
Yeah, I think that's where you notice the accent slips a
Yeah.
hell of a lot, but I don't really mind it. Build a fire and sing a couple of
So
songs.
Jesus wept.
She'll be coming round the mountain. Oh, sorry. The Xenomorphs will be coming around the mountain.
When they come. No, definitely not. See, now I'm just picturing an alternate version of this film when Newt's using one of the rifles as well and just being
Like
thrown
when
around
she
the
puts
room.
on the helmet and just
Yeah.
storms the place.
It's like, right, it's my turn now. Or 17 minutes, I would have said. I'm losing it, okay? Like, a fortnight ago, I was attacked by a Terminator. I would like that to happen. That would be quite funny. It's like just putting Newt in charge of everything.
See what happens here.
It's like,
We'll all just camp out in my vent.
It's like, we mostly have enough ammo. Mostly. Well, technically, you've got 17 days.
No, you've got a while.
Yeah.
It's only got 17 minutes.
Yeah, just pad out the runtime. Oh, cut him some slack.
It's just still a bit like
Yeah.
untrustworthy of them.
But again, like, I get it. You know, it's not
Well, it
just
makes
like her
sense, you know, given
being.
the one literally tried to murder her.
Yeah. It's not just her being mean for mean's sake. That's her being mean based on what she's experienced. I mean, to be honest, I can't read any of those blueprints out.
Oh yeah, not a chance.
I would be screwed in this scenario. Like,
they're just
so
all squiggles and lines.
yeah,
to
like,
me.
so where are we going? I've got no idea.
Well, there's a squiggle here, there's a square there, and a rectangle over here. We head towards the squiggle with the rectangle.
So, dude, there are squiggles with rectangles everywhere. I'm like, no! Hey, I wouldn't mind a deck of cards in like this scenario.
Yeah, nothing like a game of higher or lower while waiting for the death.
Bit of old maid. Maybe cards against xenomorphs.
Cards against xenomorphs.
Oh, that was just a watch.
It's like now is a really inconvenient time to get married.
Yeah,
Literally
there we
say
go.
that.
Instead of a ring, it's a watch.
Yeah.
Instead of a dress, it's a coat.
Instead of a wedding gift, it's a pulse rifle.
Hey, if I got given a pulse rifle, I wouldn't be arguing.
Yeah.
Like, yep, done. That's fine. Okay, we're sorted. At least there's a different story for Ripley this time, rather than just dealing with the Xenomorph. It's also
But yeah, she's got a kid as well.
yeah.
They take on the motherly role.
And I like that. It's nice. Yes, try and be like the
Ah,
headless
yes, try
doll.
and be the decapitated plastic head.
Because she's just a piece of plastic. Oh, you used to be so much fun before your entire family died. Ugh. Until you go into space. And then you get the monsters.
And then there's a few of them.
Yeah, there's a few. Well, that's lucky, isn't it? Very. Absolutely for luck. It's almost like she's read the plot and like, oh, she's going to have to run away in a bit. Yeah, I wouldn't rely on that. Maybe the xenomorphs will just chew through the wires.
Gnaw through them. I mean, I suppose they kind of do that, don't they?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, against everything, this is still a really sweet little relationship, I suppose. But also very, very, very different, especially in comparison to the first film.
Oh, yeah. She's not on her own.
No,
Suppose she's kind of taken over Jonesy's role a little bit.
the cat has been replaced by a human.
Yeah.
It's ironic because usually the human's been replaced by the cat. Exactly. And that's an excellent amount of world building there. It's like finally, it's like yeah, we have the opportunity to actually explain a bit more about the eggs.
Yeah, it's cool that they didn't just like, oh, they're just there. It's actually like some way of saying, well, actually, there is something that's laying these eggs. There we go.
Yeah.
Slimy little slug that he is.
I mean, like I've heard some people say this is just really unrealistic, and I'm like, it's not. Like, what do you think we've done with animals
He's
on this
basically
planet?
just doing a human Ash, more or less.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. What the hell did the Romans do with the lions and the tigers?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they didn't necessarily breed them for war, but then you got bloody horses, I suppose. So it's perfectly a thing. See, now at this point, he's like, I've got absolutely nothing. I'm just gonna hurt a load of stuff off
Loads
the
of
top of my
fancy
head.
words and just hope for the best.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I read the script. It said it had to be evil.
I love the smart ass attitude that she has. She's just become
Oh
so
yeah,
hardened.
but then of course you would in that situation. Bill Paxton. I suppose one could easily say that, yeah, okay, so this is just the exact same ending for Alien, except now we're going to
Now
be the
we're
ones that are
not. We
stuck in
don't
the
exactly
explosion.
have 5 minutes. We've now got 4 hours.
Yeah, which, granted, this film isn't 4 hours long.
No.
Yeah, this isn't James Cameron's Aliens, unfortunately. This isn't 4 hours long.
The Cameron cut.
Yeah, the Cameron cut. Calm down, Bill. It's okay. It's okay. Give it to the robot.
Bishop show.
I actually forgot how much I like Bishop as a character.
Oh yeah.
Like he's, he's genuinely nice. Also a robot wearing trainers. Yeah, what's the point? It's not really going to help anything. Ew. My shoulders would be knackered after like 5 minutes.
I wouldn't even have to be in there for 2 minutes, mate.
No.
I'd be screwed.
Right. Those, I'm absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm sick of those cups. I didn't think I'd be sick of them that much. I hadn't even noticed until this one was just like, what is
know.
the point in that? "57 years."
57 years.
Wonder how quickly Alien Isolation would have ended with one of those.
Pretty quick.
I've gotten then some. I wouldn't have minded that. suppose surely you'd want the number to be a little bit easier to read when you're
I
using
know,
it.
like that's what I was thinking. But you're gonna have to kind of like cock it to the side to see how many bullets you've actually got
Yeah.
left.
Like at least, even though this movie, well, even though Halo's already ripped off the Pillar of Autumn, at least they did better on the rifles. Just walking around with my smart gun. Again, just does not care.
Nope. Love the little sweet relationship that those two have, though.
Mm,
Especially this bit.
yeah,
She's
I
so
mean,
terrified to sleep on her own bed. She literally has to sleep
on the
under the bed.
floor. Yeah. Oh, you had the gun for 5 seconds. Bloop, bloop, bloop. This makes it especially tragic, especially considering, like, yeah, all three of them make it out.
Yeah.
And then,
And then Early 3 happens.
yeah. Again, just having that kind of keyboard, absolutely hopeless.
Yeah, so many very like foreign syllables on it and
Mm,
stuff. Just like I don't know what button presses what.
no.
Like one accidental miss, you might just detonate the whole syllable.
Yeah.
It's a good thing he's a robot.
Mm.
That's what he's doing.
Oh, dear. You wake up, we're gonna die.
Look at just how blunt she is as well. It's like, keep calm. Now we're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're in a spot of bother.
Yeah. No.
Ugh.
No, thank you. No, I'm good, thank you. I would have just crushed it at the side of the bed, to be honest.
I bet it must have been so fun to have control over them things, man. Evil little
Oof.
worm.
Yep.
It wasn't me.
I'm all good, it's fine. The doing. Just scurrying.
Scurrying.
Oh, stop being that wuss. It's only a little, A little face hugger.
Monster
It's
that
okay.
just wants to impregnate you and then hatch an equally deadly monster.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, there's worse out there.
I don't really think there is.
You should see the Queen.
Oh yeah.
That one. I mean, eventually. Ugh. Nah, nah, nah. Just no. Just all of the no's again.
Too many fingers.
Yeah. If no.
It's just the fingers.
Yep.
Scurrying little buggers.
Whee! That should just be what they're saying for every single one of these things. Just
Yeah.
fucking die.
Little buggers.
It's one of those fascinating things. Like, just keep on referring to them as the alien, even
Yeah.
like there's got to be
Even though
other
like
aliens in
the
this
name of them
galaxy.
has been dropped, it's like the alien.
Yeah.
Like he
So,
is
yeah.
absolute. He's so slimy. Like he's
Mhm.
so much worse than Ash. Can't even save his own
Yeah.
hide.
Well, they might do. We just don't speak Xenomorph is the problem. They could be talking about budgets and
And the
uh,
economy.
and like price hikes and all that sort of stuff. Maybe that's all they're talking about the entire time they're chasing people. It's like, do you think we're gonna get a bonus for this? I don't know. Actually, to be honest, Barry, I've got no idea.
Barry.
I don't know if they've got names.
Somehow I don't think it would be called Barry.
Oh, fine. Give him some other name.
Given they are called xenomorphs, I really doubt there's one called Barry.
Barry the Xenomorph.
Barry the xenomorph, yeah.
The furthering adventures of Barry the Xenomorph. No, it's definitely not a.
I think this is like the probably one of the most tense scenes in the film. That's like
Oh, definitely, yeah.
it's just how quickly it just dissolves into chaos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely one of the most tense scenes for sure.
Yeah, I think it's just with the realization that like they're so puzzled as to where they're coming from, and then they realize the ceiling.
Yeah. Let's go. We must leave. Yeah, I'm doing alright, not gonna lie. Against everything, it's alright.
Against the impending doom,
Yeah,
we're doing okay.
that could be a lot worse. See, even I recognize that from Dog Soldiers.
Yeah.
Short, controlled bursts. See, it's different because he's Scottish. And I suppose a lot of the second half of Dog Soldiers is basically aliens, but with werewolves
Yeah, it's
instead.
basically just the last bit. It's basically this, but without the aliens and werewolves.
Yeah. Suppose if you swapped it around and just did a werewolf movie with just one werewolf, alien style,
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
Dog Soldier.
Dog Soldier, or just Dog. Hey guys. How's it going? Have we killed you all yet?
Have we murdered you all yet?
We haven't. Ah, we're doing terrible now. I can't quite remember how Burke ends up dying, but whatever it is, I wish it was probably better. Like you want to like torn apart by every
He
single one of
basically
them.
just tries to like lock him in,
Mm,
squirms away, and then one of them just gets him anyway.
yeah.
Karma. He's like, whew,
Mm-hmm.
what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. Actually, all of a sudden, I'm absolutely getting the alien references from Dog Soldiers. That's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I really get that now.
Instead of like a little cozy cottage, it's just
Yeah.
some dilapidated building,
Yeah.
space building.
Space building. I like that.
Dilapidated space
Space
building,
building.
infested with bugs.
Definitely gonna write that one down. Dilapidated space building. No. Well, it was gonna happen.
It's like the most Rambo thing ever, that grenade launches.
Oh yeah, it is,
scene,
but it's
brilliant.
amazing. Yeah.
It's even the bandana bit as well. Like
Yeah.
it is so Rambo. But I suppose it's kind of what a character's like, really.
Yeah, basically. Instead of Rambo, it's just Vasquez.
Vasquez, yeah.
No, I don't really want to do that. No, it'll be fine. It's okay. It's gonna open this door.
Hello. The last words of Hick.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Let's go in here. Going in the vents is a genius idea.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all good. Bloop. Maybe she's playing the long game.
Yeah.
She's actually evil.
Or is it this way?
Yeah. Oh no, is the rest of the film 16 minutes long? Probably not. Yeah, even just that shot of them just running around like that.
Considering the confined space and it's a
Oh,
guy in
yeah.
a suit as well, like
Yeah.
brilliant.
I mean, I'm 70% sure. I mean, these are massive air vents. It's got to
I
be
know.
said. Well, you're doomed now, aren't you? Yep, like that. Ugh. Oh man, I'm gonna die now. Ugh. Drag, 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 drag. Like, even in this, they still keep the Xenomorphs kind of out of shot a lot.
Yeah, it's just kind of the brief shots of them. You don't get like full on body shots of them. It's just like the face, more or less.
Yeah,
And those very nasty looking teeth.
yeah. If anything, the one you see more of is Zizi the Queen, which
Oh yeah,
of course we'll get
kind
to
of makes more
very soon.
sense. Like,
Yeah.
boom.
Ba-boom. Oh, it's like the Mummy 3. No, it's not. That'd be a bit too barbaric for this. Oh, that's it, isn't it? I would just chase her. To be honest, me personally. What?
Oh, this bit.
Yes, this bit. So what's technically the closest we got before resurrection seeing Xenomorphs in the water,
Yeah.
which is actually a pretty cool idea. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. I'm having a grand old time down here. See, even I recognize that from isolation. It's alright, then. It's okay. It's okay.
Not
It's
the,
okay.
not the pipes.
Oh dear. I mean, it could be like a lot of mice.
I somehow don't think it's mice.
Oh. Imagine just like a Ratatouille version of aliens.
Okay, well, I never ever would have thought that would have got your mouth.
So
Dan,
either.
can you imagine a Ratatouille version of aliens?
So either it's just a massive army. Oh, there we go. What a shot.
Oh, it's so freaking good, that
Yeah.
shot.
So either you've got a massive army of rats, a la Ratatouille, or you've got a chef who's being controlled on the head by a little baby facehugger. Again, either one of those, I'm fine with. I'm absolutely fine with.
Good grief.
Hollywood has come up with way worse, okay?
Yeah, okay, yeah,
they
they have. They have. Like Alien Resurrection.
Yeah, I was about to say they've come up with worse movies in this franchise than that. Bloop 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 bloop.
Blum lift.
I like to think that was sort of ad-libbed a bit.
Yeah, I would have.
It's like, oh yeah, it wasn't
definitely
planned
feels
to-
like it.
Yeah. Well, that was lucky. Get to the chopper. Oh, no, that's the wrong movie.
We'll get to the chopper, but very futuristic one.
Yeah, it's the same director, so it's absolutely fine. I just love his reaction.
We're not.
Why not?
CG's a little off with these ones, but
Yeah,
it doesn't really
mean,
put me off the film.
No, not really. Like, it doesn't feel like they've stretched their ambition too far. It's just.
I
one of
think
those
he's just
things.
kept it at a basic sort of level.
Yeah.
Like, you could have done like the whole thing in CG, and that would have just been disastrous.
Yeah. Alien Resurrection.
Yeah.
That much CGI. Do you think actually that's the first time that the Xenomorphs are rendered in CGI? Everything else is like rotoscoping and puppetry and stuff
Yeah.
and costumes. Until then.
This makeshift weapon is so cool.
Oh yeah.
Like, I know the game sucks, but just having the ability to actually use that in Colonial Marines was just something else, man.
Oh. So at least in the regular version, you don't get a Hicks first name.
Yeah, I was about to say, I remember that very well.
I feel like that's the same voice actress from the first film with the alarm.
Very,
Sounds
it's
very,
gotta
very
be like,
similar.
if not, very, very similar.
Yeah. Bloop 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 bloop.
Gaffer tape and a flamethrower. That's
Yeah.
all you need.
Classic. Again, it's not even like she was exactly planned to be an action hero by any means of the imagination, but
But she
here
is.
we are. I think we know where he got his ideas for Sarah Connor in Terminator 2 from.
Yeah, definitely.
It was from this. And I don't blame him. Now we're getting to, well, I was about to say now we're getting to the good stuff as if we haven't already had
Yeah.
good stuff, but
But this is just where it gets very, very good.
oh yeah.
I just love the whole hive setup.
Mm-hmm. Again, harkening back to the first one with the flamethrower as well.
Yeah.
Like a melding of the old and the new. I mean, the lightning sort of effects are still a bit weird. I've never really
Yeah,
liked
I
them, to be
think they're a bit
completely-
overused.
Yeah. You
Like,
get
we
that a
kind
lot
of
in
get
this
that the
genre.
place has fallen apart already. We really don't need the excessive lightning bolts everywhere.
Yeah. The script is this way.
Slimy mucus walls means this way.
Yeah. Again, very clever. Very clever. Again, even with the additions in the director's cut of Alien, which granted, yeah, you wouldn't have seen until 2003 anyway, but yeah, getting the whole nest set is just impeccable.
Must have been so fun to just decorate all that.
Oh, I can imagine.
Like, guys, more slime on this wall.
Yeah, just like, I mean, I like this wall, but can't quite see my face in it. Can you?
I want so much slime on this. I want to see my muddy reflection in it.
I actually want it. I want it to be so shiny. I want to see my reflection in my own reflection. No, 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 no. We know what's there as well.
I think this is probably like another really tense bit, especially when you're seeing this for the first time. You think, not the kid.
No, no, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, slimy.
Oh, I want to stop screaming there. No. Hello. No, this is my bedroom. This is my kitchen. And again, similar to my first experience with the Xenomorphs with the Alien vs Predator, that means that's how I learned about the Alien Queen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
So-
forgot the Alien Queens in that one.
Yeah. Doesn't make much sense. Well, nothing in that film makes sense.
No.
Especially when it's set in the illustrious year of 2004, and we already have the history of the Xenomorphs in that one, and then this one's like, no, we've never seen these. I mean, granted, yeah, the company's lying, but it's still a bit weird.
doesn't help with kids. Though.
No, not really.
Really doesn't.
Let's just slow right down. It's gonna ignore these giant balls on the ground.
Silence.
Mm-hmm. Nope, just no. No, thank you.
Slimy.
Slimy, gungy.
Yucky.
Ugh. I mean, what a reveal, though.
Oh, it's unlike anything.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that it's not even CG as well.
Yeah.
Puppetry.
I mean, just look at the damn thing. Whoopsie. Again with the sound design, just
No, it's so brilliant.
yeah. I think beyond even like the Xenomorphs, I feel like the sound design for the Alien Queen, I think, is my favorite of the franchise. It's just
Yeah.
so unnerving. Right, let's think very carefully how we do this. It's like yep.
Very clever.
Mm-hmm.
like they almost understand each other on a very like hostile level.
Well, it's mother versus mother, I suppose.
Yeah.
If we're gonna
Mother versus mother.
Like, that's not the film I was expecting to see. It's like, well, you know what? I'm there for that. Yeah, I'll just leave it alone. Okay. Just walking by. Walking by. You're alright. You're alright. You're alright.
Let's go.
No, we're
Nice
not
and
alright.
calm.
Fine.
Psych.
Yep.
I love this picture. Full on Rambo
Yeah.
rage. Bullets, explosions, fire, blood.
I've also just realised as well. Does that mean in the special edition version you get the entire sequence with the smart gun turrets? So that's not in this one. I've just realised.
Yeah, I've just clicked on that as well.
I was like, maybe there could be in that. Oh yeah, but there's no one left, so something that can't be.
yeah.
Never realised that. See
Yeah, 'cause
again.
that's during the operations bit.
Yeah, all of a sudden I'm wondering if I have actually seen this version of the movie.
I've definitely seen the extended more than theatrical. Like,
Yeah, I'm definitely the same. But I think in general, yeah, I think the pacing of this is far better
oh yeah,
than the special
it's not
edition.
that the extended like bad in that, but you know, it's another
No,
like
it's not.
20 odd minutes long.
No, it's the kind of one where it's like, we've added some bits in. It's not a completely different experience, so it doesn't really matter which one you
Yeah.
watch.
It's just a bit more filler, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Again, the fact it's just
Ow.
a gigantic puppet.
Yeah. I love that though. But again, just adding to the lore of the Xenomorphs, it could have just been like, why, instead of having one Xenomorph, why don't you have 100? No, you can also add in an actual queen as well.
Yeah.
Again, that's got to be the same voice actress, surely.
Very similar.
Yeah.
I think it's just dialed back a little bit more,
Mhm.
so I'm fairly certain it's the same one.
Yeah, it should sound a bit less mechanical. Gotta wait for the elevator music.
No. Could blow up a hell of a lot more than this by the time the lift comes down.
Might I get in the lift as well?
Might I get in the lift as well?
I've been sleeping next to this contraption for years now, and I've never actually used it. Hello.
Mummy's home.
Right. I've got a bone to pick with you.
Or several.
I've got so many bones to pick. Nah.
So creepy looking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
I think it's so smart but silly at the same time.
It's like, which button do I press? What even is a button?
But yeah, like how does it know? Like how on earth does it know?
Yeah. It's fine. It's okay. Oh dear. She's like, I was like, surely not.
Impossible.
Like, I've always felt sorry for like any sort of like production designers that have to watch their sets just get blown
I
up.
know.
It's just
This
like,
is so
I
heartbreaking.
spent so much time on this. I only got a couple of photos, and now I'm gonna watch it go boom. But still, very, very, very impressive.
Here's mommy.
It's like, wow, it actually worked. G'day. Am I allowed on that ship as well? Convenient bit of scaffolding.
Yeah. Convenient bits of metal.
Pop. I mean, it's a better explosion than an alien. Look,
Oh, for sure.
Like, far better. Well, that were alright, weren't it?
And everything was okay.
But not for long! Oh no, that's a different film. Oh, just do like an alien film with just like the cast of horrible histories and see how quickly it just descends into anarchy.
Like every 5 seconds. And you're okay. But not for long!
Stupid deaths, they're funny because they're everywhere.
There's a lot of death.
Next time it will be you. It isn't even a joke. I mean, he's blind, but he's okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. It's actually quite adorable.
Not the milk again.
It's always with the milk. That's also very well done.
Oh, yeah. Something not easy to pull off, I bet.
Nah.
Must have taken a bloody while.
I'll say that. I think it's a bit of a stretch that it was actually able to get onto the ship
Yeah,
with like a
I've
split second.
never really bought that whole thing to a massive amount of extent. Like, given
Yeah.
the time frame, and she just happens to jump on at the very last second, I'm like, surely she must weigh more than the ship.
Yeah.
Like, she's bigger than the blooming thing.
Mm-hmm. Run. Ah, nah. It's just like
Too many limbs flailing everywhere.
if it ran completely normally, it would be fine. But because it's just flailing, it's like no. It's like watching a spider just like run across the floor.
Yeah.
It's like no. Like I don't know what evolution was doing on the day it decided that your design was fine.
8 legs.
But no, not again. La. Oh dear. Yeah, again, I think that design I think is
It's just so impressive, and it's
Yeah.
unlike anything. I mean, I know like The Thing is a very close second, but this is just something else, man.
Yeah,
Given how practical it is as well.
I mean, despite how not scary the film is in general, this is, I think, easily the scariest
Yeah.
thing for sure. Whereas this is just the most badass.
I love how they managed to do a lot of this stuff as well with just miniatures,
Oh yeah.
but they made it look so believable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here it comes. Oh,
Oh
the line.
yeah.
The line.
So you are absolutely gonna die now. Slap it. Wata! Slap it in the crown.
Not
again,
impressed.
just
Give us a kiss.
That's a very different film. Again, like there's no music either.
No, it's
Don't need
so
to.
caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, the sound.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, the sound design in Alien is excellent, but this is just something else entirely.
Yeah.
Like, there's no stone unturned for the sound
No.
design in this film. Like, from the littlest things to, like, even just the keys, like, tapping and stuff.
Mm. And yeah, one could say, well, is it a bit cheap to just recycle the ending of Alien by throwing it into space? Well, technically, but then that's the only way you can do it.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the film is so good anyway, so who gives a shit?
Down you go.
Whee! Yeah. Ew. Yeah, just sit on it, it's fine.
Yeah. I have defeated you.
Yeah. Nope.
Not quite. Yeah, bugger off.
Whee! I mean, what a shot, though.
Yeah.
Good God.
Brilliant.
Just take your shoe off, you'll be fine.
Whee!
So even that shot is really well done as well.
Yeah. It really knows how to pull off the end in this film. Like, it's just
Oh, yeah.
so much to like about it.
Mm-hmm.
So close to getting bonked on the head with that crate, though. Could have been the end of Ripley there and then.
And we can relax now. Not unless there was an alien king.
Dun dun.
Which I'm pretty sure there is probably somewhere.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, great. No.
Nah.
It's the only thing I legitimately do not like.
It's the only thing about that film I don't like.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
It's like, no, like, she was there just a couple of days ago. She still looks like she's having a strop.
Take what I could have done it.
Like, oh, I would have been fine. And again, just with ending with like a little bit of hope, unlike the last
Yeah.
movie where it's like, yeah, she's on her own with the cat.
Last survivor.
Yeah. It's like, well, you are because you're never making it. Unfortunately.
You just wait till the sequel. You just wait.
Yeah, because the sequel's like, yeah, we don't need you. Or,
It's like, oh yeah, you know how you guys survived?
yeah, no, we're not doing that.
I'm sorry.
Never mind.
No one's going, you know how you like your hair? Well.
Well, we're going to be getting rid of it. And they all
And the fade to
slept
black.
happily ever after.
Until Alien 3.
But not for long!
Until Alien 3.
Yeah, oh, the poor sods. No, you asked me at the start if, like which of the two I think is my favourite. I actually think Aliens. Which is different. I think I would have said differently prior. Would have been like, Alien. But
I think Aliens, just for how much stuff is in it.
yeah.
Like, sound design is impeccable. Not saying that the first one's, like, terrible.
No, definitely
It's
not.
not. It's just this one has a bigger budget to do it with, and
Mm-hmm.
there's very little CGI. I mean, yeah, there's stuff in it, but it's in no way reliant on it. It's just necessary when needed,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is fine. And I wish more films did that rather than say, well, because it's significantly cheap. I'm like, oh, BS, it's not. Screw off. It probably costs less to me. I mean, Stan Winston, I don't know if you've seen this stuff, but when they did Aliens, they literally made the Queen puppet out of, like, poles and trash bags as like a guess for how tall it was going to be, and they went from there.
Yeah. But then if you're going to have Stan Winston involved, it's going to look absolutely
Definitely.
spectacular.
I think that's what does it for me, just the design.
Mm-hmm. But it's like I say, like on a different day, I might think differently.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. I mean, of the two movies, one of them has had the better video game almost based on it.
Yes.
Isolation.
The
versus
other,
Johnny Marines.
however, had an
Well,
absolutely horrendous video game.
and it's weird because this film is absolutely designed to be like, yeah, you know what? You can make a video game out of this work. No, that happens. In like 40 odd years, they still haven't done it.
Nope.
No, but regardless, no, that's absolutely still an absolutely spectacular movie.
Yeah.
Still one
I'm pleased
of
we
those
got to see it
favorites.
on the big screen.
Oh yeah, definitely. That one was an
Definitely.
experience. Although, does that mean that we must have seen the special edition
Yeah,
version?
it was.
Then?
Special edition.
That's probably why it was confusing me. Oof. That's mental. But yes, that is our commentary on Aliens. So I do hope you thoroughly enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed watching it once again. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll be back at some point in the future with more movie commentaries. Thank you very much, and we'll see you then. Goodbye.